think this might be the only Torchwood story with Owen Harper in which he's not a complete prick. Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. Out of Time is such a beautiful story, and it really demonstrates what Torchwood can be when it decides not to be formulaic. This is one of the most unique stories in the show's history, especially in that there's no antagonist aside from time itself. The gist of the story is that a plane from 1953 falls through the Cardiff Rift with 3 passengers, well, a pilot and 2 passengers. And then the story follows them as they try to adjust to the reality of the world in mid-2000s Cardiff. And every single one of their stories is heartbreaking. There's the adult man, father figure, who is stuck out of time without his wife. His son has survived but is elderly now and fully in the grips of Alzheimer's and doesn't remember anything. He's just a shell of himself. And this proper 1950s era post-war British man has no way to find himself in the modern world. And then the flip side, there's the 18-year-old girl who had been traveling to help a family member care for her children. A completely naive and innocent young woman who's suddenly thrown into the modern era and all of its sexual mores. And yet she finds herself coming against not only the adult man in the group as a father figure, but oddly enough, Gwen as a surrogate mother figure who tries to prevent her from spreading her wings. And she's the only one who gets a kind of a happy ending in that she secures a job in London and takes a bus off there to become a shop girl. But one genuinely wonders how she will cope in the long term. And then there's the pilot, a woman who got her experience with airplanes during the war and never went back to a stereotypical feminine role afterwards. She flies and that's all she wants to do. And she and Owen Harper fall in love. The difference being that Owen Harper doesn't know how to walk away and she doesn't know how to not fly. And the end of the episode is her flying back into the Rift solo to move on to her next adventure. And Owen is left completely heartbroken, which feeds directly into the next story, by the way. It's just a really unique piece of writing in a show that is 99% of the time about the characters being up against aliens or alien technology. Here, it's just characters from start to finish. And it's beautifully done, beautifully directed by Alice Troughton, and one of my favorite Torchwood stories. It continues this trend of the back half of Torchwood Season 1 being just spectacularly good. I don't have any really interesting behind-the-scenes stories about this one. It's just one of the most unique and memorable Torchwood stories, and I do wish they had done more like this. And for that matter, I wish Doctor Who would attempt more unique stories like this instead of relying so much on formula so much of the time. In any case, that wraps it up today. Tomorrow, I move on to Alien Fight Club. It's not my favorite Torchwood story, but it's pretty dang good, and Owen Harper gets beat up a lot, so that's always a positive turn of events. I'll see you tomorrow.